Hello friends, we have finally received Huawei's latest widescreen slab, which is the world's very first widescreen Pura X View. Let us go ahead and unbox it to take a closer look. If you take a look at the box, you can tell that the aspect ratio is really quite different from the others. This one is actually wide, whereas most other boxes are all long and thin. That is certainly interesting. Wow, actually holding a device with this specific aspect ratio for the very first time feels truly genuinely amazing. The back panel design is quite reminiscent of the Pura X Max, almost as if they simply snapped off the other side of the device. The overall design language remains exactly the same, and the camera module layout is completely identical as well. Holding it in my hand right now, the edges are entirely glossy with almost no matte elements at all, so it really feels like it might be a total fingerprint magnet. However, despite that, it is still incredibly light and comfortable to hold in the hand. According to the official launch event, the device weighs in at only 2.1 grams. Given its remarkably wide body, it honestly feels just like a lightweight toy dummy phone. It is truly incredibly light. Furthermore, the overall thickness of the device isn't too bad either. As for the hand feel, I wouldn't necessarily call it amazing, but it is certainly quite unique, especially since this is the very first time we have ever encountered a phone with these specific proportions. Come on, let's go ahead and power it on so we can take a closer look at the display. While it is busy booting up, let's take a moment to see what kind of accessories it comes with in the box. So this right here is a 66-watt charger. Given its compact size, it's almost certainly using Gear N technology. It is incredibly small and light for a 66-watt unit. Just take a look. Wow, that is impressive. The bezels surrounding the display are also incredibly narrow, which makes the overall viewing experience look absolutely fantastic. Now, I've brought along a Samsung wide foldable device here today, just for the sake of a direct comparison. It really feels like the Samsung's outer screen is remarkably close to this specific aspect ratio. It is essentially like a slightly scaled up version of this one. Both of these devices definitely give off that distinct portable mini tablet kind of vibe. We previously had the opportunity to film a dummy model of an Apple foldable device, and I want to emphasize that this is strictly just a dummy unit, and you can see that its aspect ratio is significantly wider and shorter, appearing almost like a half screen. In comparison, the outer screen on the Huawei device is substantially larger than the one we saw on the Apple model. So let's go ahead and dive right into this. Alright, we are currently on the home screen interface. Let's take a closer look at how various different applications appear, and what the specific media aspect ratio is like on this display. Let's start by opening up the Bilibili app and taking a look at a standard 16.9 video. As you can see, it fills the screen almost completely from edge to edge. Now, I've got my older Oppo Pad Mini right here with me. Just take a look at those black bars at the top and the bottom. They are actually even larger than the ones we saw on the X View, which is quite noticeable. So when you're actually using this device, the sense of immersion you get is significantly more powerful. Now, if you compare it to a standard slab-style smartphone, just look at how those black bars on the sides are so much more noticeable, aren't they? Honestly, the level of immersion on the Pura X View is actually superior to what you would get on a small tablet. Would you even believe that's actually possible? If you take a close look, you can clearly see the distinct differences in these aspect ratios. Honestly, this has truly exceeded all of my initial expectations. The overall user experience is absolutely fantastic. Now let's take a moment to look at vertical short-form videos, a format that standard slab-style smartphones are typically much better at handling. However, you will notice that the Pura X View actually manages to fill the entire screen as well, which is quite impressive. It must be performing some kind of intelligent scaling in the background to effectively remove those annoying black bars on the sides. Just look at that. The Huawei device fills the display completely, with absolutely no black bars at the top or the bottom. Oh, this model has a tiny bit of bezel, but overall, it fills the screen without any of those distracting large black bars. This is another pleasant surprise. Huawei has optimized the media experience for both horizontal and vertical viewing to the absolute maximum. They have done a really fantastic job with this device.